Hello, and welcome to a sort of late night uh, live stream. So, I want to show you something that happened tonight, and it's every time it happens, it seems like uh, it's just as important that people at least are aware of what's happening. We don't always have to understand everything about what we are aware of, but it's good to be aware of things even if we don't understand the entirety of it. So, hopefully my sound is good and hopefully I made this public. Oh, it looks like there's people here now. Cool. So, maybe if hopefully my mic sounds okay and everything. Um I just want to show you something that happened. So, we're going to go, "Hey GR Cleve, I saw you earlier today." Michael J. Spencer, awesome to see you guys. Thank you. Sound is good, bro. Thank you. So, you guys know I'm always talking about the dragon, right? And I know a lot of people think it's, that it's off or something. Thank you, Pekins. I'm probably saying that wrong, but thank you. Um, so, and I'm sure GR Cleve, I'm sure I mentioned where I saw you. I'm having issues remembering right now. Oh, it was Founded Earth Brothers. But I'm sure I mentioned there that there was a dragon going to be coming into the earth from what they call space. I call it outer darkness, but NASA calls it space. Um, let's just watch a little bit of this broadcast here, and let me see full screen layout. Okay, should be able to see that. And I'm going to pause it a couple times, but here's what oh, perfect opportunity. Hello, Austin Murphy. Welcome. And Beck from Oz. Awesome. Uh, Austin Murphy said space is fake. I want to comment on that. Okay. I agree in a certain way, but I disagree in a different certain way. And maybe the title of this video can kind of show you a little bit of my point of view. And this video will help. So um, let's hope that you guys can hear the sound and listen to these people talking, and then we'll see what happens.
Down again to about 16 miles per hour.
Again, we're in the anticipated loss of signal. There's 2 minutes or about somewhere between 2 and 3.5 minutes remaining. Sometimes it's hard to tell exactly when we'll be able to get that signal back, but in about 3 minutes, we will start hearing the core reach out to the crew to see if they can make that connection.
Okay, so I already want to comment about that. So I just want to fill you in on what we're watching. So apparently there's astronauts who are sus, if you ask me, but they're riding on a Crew Dragon. It's a capsule. And they disconnected it from the space station. And they were going to be letting it splash down into the ocean. But for that to happen, it has to go from 17,000 miles an hour down to 16 miles an hour for the splashdown. And so what happens is the air slows it down. And this is one of the reasons why it's not ridiculous to be talking about this specific dragon, this capsule, okay? And the reason why it's not ridiculous is you're going to see something shooting out of the stars that looks like a shooting star or a meteor, and the significance of that is how do I say it? The end of the world is here. This is what we're involved in, a war called Armageddon right now. That's what I believe. We're clearly seeing a dragon gathering people up into the world to have this belief about a space station and leaving the earth, just that idea of leaving the earth as if there's another place to go. So we're going to go to planets. We're going to go to Mars. That's what they want to do. And I think these are the people that are choosing to believe in something that doesn't exist. There is no, really it's about what a person believes. But these people are playing out this belief and it goes just their way. And if you pay attention to what these people are riding on and what it's doing, and then we'll look at some scripture about it.
Once again, the loss of signal is expected, totally normal, due to that buildup of plasma around the exterior of the capsule.
And we also have our recovery teams already on site, already on Shannon, the SpaceX recovery ship, and that is waiting off the coast of Tampa. Some of those team members arrived by helicopter. We have one of our NASA public affairs officers also on.
And there's our first view of the Crew 5 crew in Dragon Endurance re-entering the Earth's atmosphere.
Do you see the stars going by there?
So this is a view from the recovery ship itself of Crew Dragon re-entering Earth's atmosphere. Of course, we still do not have communication with them because you can see that plasma buildup as they are coming through the atmosphere, that heat shield doing all of the work to ablate that heat as it builds up around the capsule. So again, as we mentioned, you see the movements here. That's the ship camera moving and continuing to track the spacecraft during re-entry. We anticipate reacquisition of signal in just a couple of minutes from now. As Kate mentioned, it can vary on when we get that timing. But great to already have a view of our 4 astronauts, or 3 astronauts and 1 cosmonaut inside as they are headed home. There will also be a couple of sonic booms during that time frame.
Dragon, SpaceX, comm check.
So as I mentioned,
so do you guys know what a sonic boom is? These are things that are mentioned in the book of Revelation. Like they're not with those words, but the concept is mentioned in the book of Enoch and in the book of Revelation and the book of Daniel. Very clearly mentioned. These vehicles, I think that these old prophets saw these vehicles. Well, let's just look at something. Let me see if I can do this. Let's see. Give me a moment. I got to figure out how to get my desktop. Okay, I think this should work. Where's my... Okay, sorry. There we go. This is Revelation 12. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So why would this... That's not the same dragon. It's not talking about a spacecraft, Joe. Okay. Well, if you notice what that spacecraft does, you notice how it's a streak of light going over all these states. Like a lot of people see it. Like if we searched YouTube right now, we could probably already find videos of it going over people's houses. It's a real thing that happens, and it's going so fast that it's visible from, especially as it's coming in, because wherever it's landing, I'm not sure exactly where this one's landing, but it's always pretty close to land. But it's out in the ocean. But it's a dragon capsule, and it's made of metal. You know, Daniel, these beasts that he described, one of them had nails of brass and it had great iron teeth. These are metal. Those are metals. So Daniel was describing these beasts, and he was describing them being made of metal. I think that's important. And he was also describing them flying from the ground up to the stars. So it's a lot of things that we should be considering. But let me show you why this specific war seems to be what we're seeing with this metal spacecraft. So it says Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. Well, what would they be doing to fight against the dragon? Like what I'm trying to say is this is real. This is very real. It's happening, and tonight it was one of the things that when it happens, it certainly sounds like this. So we're going to look at a different chapter in the book of Revelation that talks about some of Michael's angels. And what are they doing? They're going to be doing something too. So the dragon fought and his angels, and he was fighting with Michael and his angels. Let's just read this a little bit. This is in Revelation 7. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on any sea, nor on any tree. Do you think Michael's angels could be those ones? And do you think that, let's just see here. I'm just going to search something. Stage separation, dragon, Falcon 9. Okay. Let's just look at some images. You know that Daniel said that the beast, one of the beasts he saw, it broke into pieces? Interesting. Stage separation. Payload, dragon capsule, 2nd stage, 1st stage. Oh boy. That reminds me of something else. Okay, what does a rocket do? It blasts up off the ground and it goes up to what they call space, right? I know that there's this sad old idea that they go into the Bermuda Triangle, but you need, Austin, get with the times. Do a little research. And I'm not trying to insult you. I'm saying do a little research. That's a rumor that someone started, and that's where the rockets land, Austin Murphy says, in the Bermuda Triangle. Well, let me tell you that they actually land back where they are, near where they launched sometimes, and people record it, and it's just something that happens. But so think bigger is what I'm saying. Think worse. I'm just kidding. That's kind of what it feels like, though. So let's read a little bit of this. Revelation 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. What does a rocket do? You guys know what it does. If we looked at this image right here on the right, as that goes up, would you say that that's going up out of the earth? Well, SpaceX and the rest of the world will say that, even if you might not say that. It might be a deception. Maybe that's why you think it's fake. I'm saying think bigger. I'd like to say that to all the people who think that it's so simple that space is just fake and that NASA is faking space and SpaceX is faking space. That's ridiculous. At this point, it is. It just means that, to me, that just means that your eyes are, or your, not your eyes, but like your spiritual eyes are closed to what's happening. I'm not talking about, I'm not insulting anyone. I'm saying that there's more to understand than thinking that space is just being faked by other people that are just like you. So he saw this beast coming up out of the earth, and it says he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Just look at this image once. 2 horns, 1st and 2nd stage. Payload is a dragon capsule. That's what we were watching streaking out of the sky earlier on their broadcast, which we'll probably watch again in a minute. It says, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Just think about what if you were not concerned about deception and you just believe all this garbage, that the Dragon capsule is going to be it's keeping the space station up there. Without the Dragon capsule, we wouldn't have any way to bring astronauts up there. Without the Dragon capsule, there'd be really no way for astronauts to get into space like they do from US anyway. Because all sorts of different countries ride on the Dragon capsule. Right now, Russia's trying to get 2 seats on one of the next launches of the Dragon. It costs a lot for Russia to launch a Soyuz with 3 astronauts. SpaceX is pretty cheap. I'm just saying that it's more affordable, and that's what this world wants to do. I'm going to have to refer to a verse that my friend Thomas Morgan, if you guys might know him. For some reason, he clearly understands in the same way that I do this part of this deception. And so we end up like sending each other a lot of messages or whatever, but and Tony from Tony's Coffee House is in there too. And we have like this text message that we've had open forever that's all 3 of us. And I just want to find something here. Where are we at? There we are. Thomas put a verse in here that I might have read it before, but it didn't stand out to me. I'll read a few of them that Thomas put in here. Psalms 74:13. Thou didst divide the sea by thy strength. Thou breakest the heads of the dragons in the waters. That was one, but let's see, where is this? Sorry, guys, I'm looking. He sends a lot of scripture. And I'm looking. Okay, here it is. Isaiah 8, verse 22, and it says, and they shall look unto the earth and behold trouble and darkness, dimness of anguish, and they shall be driven to darkness. Awaken in the light. Yes, that's my smoke alarm beeping. Sorry. So they'll be driven to darkness. Space isn't space, guys. It's just not. Let's see here. Oops, my computer is... Oh, I was looking at the wrong screen. Sorry. G.R. Cleve says, in the scriptures, it's recorded that one angel wiped out 187,000 soldiers overnight. How can anyone think they can come against Yahweh's massive number of heavenly hosts? That's just it, G.R. Cleve. They don't believe in those heavenly hosts. They think that they're distant suns in a solar system. That's the scary part. If you had is there a way to gauge what real is? Like, how do you know if something's real? Think about it. Well, we know it's real because we perceive it, right? We perceive something to be real. So like the people that watch a YouTube video of a rocket landing and laugh and say, oh, that's fake. If they went to Florida and watched it land, I don't think they would say it's fake. When the sonic boom rings out and like it takes them by surprise, the magnitude of the sound that a rocket makes when it's either landing or taking off. What's real? Because Look in Revelation here. Look at what it says. Where are we with my mouse? Okay, right here. Okay, let me show you something first before we read some more. Okay. Let's see the Falcon 9 land. Okay. Okay. This is obviously like kind of all the same picture. But this has landed I don't know 150 times or something. Not maybe not that many times. Over 100 times though. It's landed successfully. So let's do this. Let's go to videos. I was going to see if there was a video that's here, this is an interesting one. So this one catches, this is a drone ship camera so this is where it lands sometimes, is out at sea, because they don't have enough fuel to turn it around. Like a nagging toddler. Sorry, GR Cleve caught my attention. He says when the smoke alarm battery needs to be replaced or needs to be changed, the detector is annoying, like a nagging toddler. And I'm like, I'm pretty good at ignoring it like a nagging toddler too. Just kidding. Okay, let's just watch this one. Let me turn this on. So you can see the launch happening over there. There's the stage separation right there. And so the Falcon, the Dragon is going to keep going, and that Falcon is going to come and land on the ship. There's its whatever re-entry burn, or I don't remember what they call them. Obviously a time lapse, but just the idea, just keep, how do I get out of here? Oh, that's an issue. My thing's kind of in the way. Do you guys see that? Oh, there we go. That's just a weird window. Okay. And he doeth great wonders. Okay, first of all, what great wonders be? Let's look at what that actually is in the Greek. Let's just see what words are being used here. Sorry. What was that? 13? Where are we? Here we are. My computer's being a little slow. Okay, and it works signs great. So signs, let's just look at this. I mean, I think we know what these words mean and stuff, but it can't ever hurt to look. Okay, look at definition. A sign, miracle, indication, mark, token. That's interesting. I always like to look at the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. Miracle, sign, token, wonder. So in this case, we know that this sign or these great wonders, we already know what they are because it says right here in the same verse in the next verse what they are. Or it says in this verse what it is, actually, sorry. Whoa, I went way too far. So in this verse it says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. So the great wonders is making fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. So these are miracles, but these are satanic miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Okay, so these great wonders are miracles, and they're deceiving the world in this Revelation story. The people that live on the earth, it's deceiving them because he's doing it by the means of those miracles. So, and this was a beast coming up out of the earth that had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. So tell me what else could come out of the earth that would make sense there. What comes out of the earth that also comes down from heaven? Because it made fire come down from heaven. Or maybe it comes out of the earth and makes fire come down from heaven. Like, how does that work? In our world, there's something that happens. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to our video really quick.
Mention the SpaceX core.
SpaceX Dragon, we have you loud and clear.
We have you the same. Good to have you back. Expect automated chute deployment.
Dragon copy.
You know, it's incredible to know that the voice we're hearing is coming from that gorgeous ball of light.
And all of the other little points of light you see around it, they appear to be streaking on the camera a little bit. Those are stars. Obviously, that beautiful bright light in the middle, that's Crew Dragon Endurance coming home after 157 days in space. We are standing by for drogue parachute deployment. That'll be in about 2 minutes, but we already do have acquisition of signal. That came, again, a little bit earlier than we expected. So
that's right.
It is a little hard to target sometimes.
GPS has converged. Expect nominal altitude for drogue chute deploy.
Dragon copy.
Again, that point of light in the center of your screen, that is Dragon Endurance. Another, a different view. This one infrared coming from the recovery ship. As we were mentioning, all of those team members that are ready to recover the astronauts are on the ship. They're in position. It'll take just a little bit for them to move in toward the capsule once it lands, but they all have a very important and distinct role to play, either retrieving the capsule or helping the astronauts egress, and they are all standing by.
At this point in time, Dragon Endurance is about to deploy the drogue parachutes. Those automatically deploy around the 18,000 foot mark, and the capsule's going about 350 miles per hour.
Brace for drogue window.
Dragon brace.
Dragon braced.
So just a call out there to let the crew know that they are approaching that window where the drogue parachutes will automatically deploy.
And just prior to the deployment, Dragon automatically safes the propulsion system and then deploys the parachutes to stay.
Okay, guys, is it me that's calling it a dragon? Is it? Is it me that's flying from the ground up to the stars and then being cast out of the stars? You know, it's funny that some of these things happen and there's no way that they could make sense until they happened. Right? And then so we got Luke 10. Let's see here. Luke 10, verse 18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Hold on a minute. Didn't we just watch something like that? But it was a space capsule. But what we live in these modern times, right? Where men can fly, right? We fly on airplanes all the time. And then now they found a way to go into that dark place up there. They have to go sideways and then they fall. After they go sideways fast enough, then they perpetually fall. And they have to do specific things to deorbit and come back in to the Earth because they're literally outside of the Earth because they're not in a place like where we live. So that makes me question, how real are these people that are riding on this thing? Okay, I know a lot of people say there's nobody riding on that thing. I get it. What if there was? Read something in Enoch 17. Might make you think a little differently about astronauts. Let's see. I guess I'll type in. Okay, let's look. So this is Enoch's journeys through the earth and Sheol. And they took and brought me to a place in which those who were there were like flaming fire. And when they wished, they appeared as men. And they brought me to the place of darkness and to a mountain, the point of whose summit reached to heaven. And I saw the places of the luminaries and the treasuries of the stars and of the thunder, and in the uttermost depths. How would he find depths where the stars are? Uttermost depths where the stars are? And then it says, where were a fiery bow and arrows in their quiver, and a fiery sword and all the lightnings. So there's a place of darkness where there's a mountain, the point of whose summit reached to heaven. And he saw the places of the luminaries. Okay. And they took me to the living waters and to the fire of the west, which receives every setting of the sun. Almost sounds like he's up where the stars are. And I came to a river of fire in which the fire flows like water and discharges itself into the great sea towards the west. I saw the great rivers and came to the great river and to the great darkness, and went to the place where no flesh walks, but they can appear as men. Don't forget that part. But no flesh walks there. I saw the mountains of the darkness of winter and the place whence all the waters of the deep flow. These are the waters above. Because remember in the beginning, he divided the waters from above, or the waters above from the waters beneath. I saw the mouths of all the rivers and of the earth and the mouth of the deep. Okay. That's interesting to me. So this place of darkness, that I think it should be obvious that NASA's and SpaceX claim to send people there, where the stars are, right? Where the luminaries are and the treasuries of the stars and of the thunder and in the uttermost depths. Well, guess what? NASA and SpaceX and all these companies, they say that the solar system is a place of depth, because everything in a solar system is perpetually falling around something else, like bending space-time. And things are falling around other things perpetually. That's what the solar system is. So I would suggest that we've been misled, just being taught that the solar system is actually where we live, that it's a place that we can clearly see, but it's not at all like what they call the universe. Think about it. This place here is describing a place of darkness where the stars are, and it says in the uttermost depths. And there's a look at a mountain, the point of whose summit reached to heaven. So it's not like it's all the way up to heaven or something, but there's a mountain. They brought me to the place of darkness and to a mountain, the point of whose summit reached to heaven. So like to me, it's clear that men from the earth, they don't ascend into heaven, because that's what Jesus said anyway. He said to Nicodemus, he said, no man ascends into heaven but he that came down from heaven. So that to me, and right here it says, went to the place where no flesh walks. So this place of darkness, there's no men there. And you know what? That just reminded me of something else that's interesting. In Jeremiah 51, let's just do a little side note research here. Something just came to mind about Babylon. Whoops, not wow. Am I dyslexic? Okay, here we go. Let's see. There's a part in here where it talks about where no one can go there, or there's no one there. Okay. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. So then it says, let us declare Zion, the work of the Lord our God, like Mount Zion, New Jerusalem. Let's see here. Where is this part? Oh, maybe it was different than I was thinking. It's different. The Lord of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men, as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. But that isn't the part that I was thinking of. Let me just look here. Babylon's punishment. There's some place in here that talks about like a land where no man dwells, I think it says. Where is that? Here it is. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant. Weird. That just made me think of that. But so I think like we've been born in a world that thinks one way. We were born in this solar system. That's the universe. That Mars is a planet, and it's just a big rock or whatever, and the moon's a big rock, right? We're born in this world that believes things like that. But for some beautiful reason, quite a few years ago, but very few years ago, people in the world, all across the whole world, started to not only question that, but to prove it to be a lie. And not a lot of people believe that, but it is about a belief. I don't believe in a solar system. Here, how many planets are in the solar system? Minus Earth. Earth's not a planet. Google it. Go to nasa.gov and see our overview of our planets in our solar system. This is all a lie. Powered by NASA's eyes. Not a single accomplishment. Okay, so see, they got these orbits and all this. I think this is what Enoch was looking at. You want to see? Okay, wait. Planets. Is this all they give us? Come on. Yeah. I think NASA's website's usually more like a virus than a website. Earth is not a planet. So we have Mars, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter. Whoa, they go way out. Uranus, Saturn, Neptune. Okay, those are the planets. There's 7 of them. They would say, if I ask Google how many planets, it's going to say 8, I bet. Let's see. How many planets? 8 planets, but they're counting the Earth. So if you take the Earth off of there, because Earth is not a planet, you have 7 planets. Okay. So let's ask Google how, are the planets different and fixed stars? Planets can also be distinguished from fixed stars because stars tend to twinkle, while planets appear to shine with a steady light. That's true. However, fixed stars show parallax. Oh boy. Fixed stars just move as fixed stars, but let's just see if we can get a little bit of a better answer. Here we go. Stars produce light. Is that their only difference? Oh. Okay. That's not helping. Images. You'll see a bunch of CGI, by the way. That's all you'll see. Type in solar system. You'll only see CGI. Because there is no solar system. The solar system is not a place to be thinking about that you live there, though. Let me show you why. Let's see what Enoch was shown about the solar system. So let's start in like verse 10. Is there beyond these mountains is a region, the end of the great earth. There the heavens were completed. That sounds like the firmament or something, doesn't it? Like a place between heaven and earth. But it says, look what he saw there. And I saw a deep abyss with columns of heavenly fire, and among them I saw columns of fire fall, which were beyond measure, alike toward the height and towards the depth. And beyond that abyss, I saw a place which had no firmament of the heaven above, and no firmly founded earth beneath it. Whoops, I went too far. I was just trying to show you NASA's garbage again. Just think about this place. Does this place have a firmament above or a firmly founded earth beneath it? This solar system sure doesn't, does it? He saw columns of fire or something, and okay, that was in the first place. But beyond that abyss, I saw a place which had no firmament of the heaven above, and no firmly founded earth beneath it, and there was no water upon it. Check, no water upon it. No birds. Check, no birds. But it was a waste and horrible place. Check. Waste and horrible place. I saw there's 7 stars like great burning mountains. Wait a minute. 7 stars like great burning mountains? But he said stars. 7 planets. Wandering stars. Check. And to me, when I inquired regarding them, the angel said, this place is the end of heaven and earth. The end of heaven and earth. Check. I don't know. This has become a prison for the stars and the host of heaven. And the stars which roll over the fire. Wait a minute. What? What? Check. Stars that roll over the fire? That's those 7. The 7. They're going around the sun. It's almost as if Enoch was shown the solar system, you guys. And the stars which roll over the fire are they which have transgressed the commandment of the Lord in the beginning of their rising, because they did not come forth at their appointed times. And he was wroth with them and bound them till the time when their guilt should be consummated, even for 10,000 years. So those stars are bound in a prison. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? This place is outer darkness. This could be considered Sheol or a bottomless pit. This place is a bottomless pit. But it certainly is not where you live. That's the deception, I think. And I'm saying when people want to go there, that's just fulfilling scripture. like I was reading from what Thomas sent me. I'll just read that one again. Oh, man, I gotta go find it again. All right. It started my text way back at the bottom again. I'll find it because I got to read it. It was Isaiah 8:22, I think. Yeah. And they shall look unto the earth and behold trouble and darkness, dimness of anguish, and they shall be driven to darkness. So that just reminded me of something else in this book of Enoch. In those days, Sheol shall open its jaws, and they shall be swallowed up therein, and their destruction shall be at an end. Sheol shall devour the sinners in the presence of the elect. Is that what we're watching, guys? Are people falling for this lie? Let's go back to, oops. Let's look at, this is the wrong chapter. Whoops, man. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed for a little season. Are we in that little season right now? Look at this. And I saw thrones, or that's not the part I'm looking for. Here, right here, verse 7. When the 1,000 years are expired. So this part, I just clearly don't understand. That's all I can say about it. I don't understand the 1,000 years. I don't. Like, I don't, in my estimation, that wouldn't have happened yet. But at the same time, I think Satan's been loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. I think we're going to see fire come down from God out of heaven, even though Elon Musk and SpaceX are doing like a what people consider to be amazing, and I think it's just a satanic miracle being performed. There's a lot of us that aren't deceived by it, you know. There's a lot of us that are like, that ain't real. And there's a reason why. Like, even if it is real, to many of us, it's just a satanic miracle. People are just believing a lie. So let's see here. Anyway, something encouraging about what we were reading in Revelation 12 about this war. So when it's talking about the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Look at what happens next. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. But it says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. You know, he was going to be loosed for a short season or whatever. So who's this woman then that he's persecuting? That's something to think about. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about, but I guess what I would say is I just want people to realize that these things aren't just fake. That's what I would hope people consider. If you've got it figured out in your mind that NASA's just faking everything, I would just encourage you to don't underestimate the power of don't underestimate the prince of the power of the air. Because like we learn in Revelation 7, you know, if this dragon and his angels are fighting against the winds, which that's how they lift a rocket up, they use the air. If you're, you know, considering what we learned here, look what these angels do. It says, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. So these angels, these four, probably Michael's angels, standing on the four corners of the earth, it was given to them at a certain time to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, and this other angel said to them, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. There's truth available, and I just think it's important that people consider it. I think we only have so much time to even be talking about this stuff, even to be understanding it. Like, there's never been a time when things match what the scriptures say so much. Like, I don't think anyone knows exactly what's happening or something, or how it all is happening, but there's clear things that are happening that prophets already saw them happen. And right after that happened, other things happened. Like, this is an interesting one. I love this part right here. This is in 1 Peter. To an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away, reserved in heaven for you. How does that happen? Look, blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, which according to his abundant mercy hath begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. So then that's when it says, to an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away. It's eternal. Reserved in heaven for you, who are kept by the power of God through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time. So when we were reading, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God, that kingdom, that has something to do with salvation. That's when salvation comes, and St. Peter says, or I mean, 1 Peter says that salvation is ready to be revealed in the last time. I think we're starting to learn about it, what it is. Yeah. So look at this too. Of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you. What if that was us? Like, just think about it. All of a sudden, like, I can see this world sinking into this abyss, like in their minds. They just want to go to Mars, and they believe in low Earth orbit and Starlink and all these things. It's the future. Well, you can probably somewhat call that correct. It is your future. Darkness, an abyss where you're falling perpetually. Like, if that's what you want, then I think that's probably what you're going to get. Like, that's weird. Look at, unto whom it was revealed that not unto themselves, but unto us they did minister the things which are now reported unto you by them that have preached the gospel unto you with the Holy Ghost sent down from heaven, which things the angels desire to look into. That's talking about the glory that should follow, the salvation that the prophets, they searched for it, but they didn't see it in their lifetime. Anyway, it says, wherefore gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. So when things are revealed, that's grace. The grace of God. Think about it. If you're a person who sees the truth of creation, there's a lot of atheists 10 years ago that now believe in God because they searched out the truth. And a lot of people disagree with the truth I'm talking about. You can disagree with it all you want, but have you searched it? Have you looked for it? If you're watching a SpaceX Dragon fall out of the sky and you're thinking that it's no big deal, I hope you search a little bit more for the actual truth. And like where we are right now, this is where you find it, right here on in this book. It's filled with truth. Filled with truth. I just thought of one other thing. So this is in John 1. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. Okay, that was John the Baptist. He was sent to bear witness of the light. And it says, that was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of flesh, nor of the will of man. By the way, that's how we're all born, every one of us. We're all born of blood and the will of the flesh and the will of man. But this says, not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. So if you believe, here it says, even to them that believe on his name, power to become the sons of God. That's pretty amazing. Verse 18, where's that? No, I'm thinking of John 3:18. There's some powerful stuff in here. So we'll start in 16, the famous verse. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that that the world through him might be saved. So that's why he came, not to condemn the world, but to save people from this world. But verse 18, I love this verse. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. So it says, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. Check. Guys. Okay. There's another, where is the other place in Enoch that talks about, that says there's something like sinking into Sheol. I can't remember where it is. But we were all taught that we know everything. That's what we were taught in school. We already know everything about the universe. I mean, not everything, but planets are planets. They're this many miles away, whatever. The moon is 238,000 miles away. The sun is 93 million miles away. We have a 365-day orbit. All that stuff, that's all made up by people, because they look up at the stars and they imagine that they understand it. So I'm going to end this live stream with something that we can read from Enoch chapter 93. Oh, and I might talk about the book of Enoch and how valid it is. And so, because a lot of people say that's not scripture. Don't read that book. Let's just read this last part here. And it's talking about his creation, but it's talking about these 7 weeks, right? And it says, and at its close shall be elected the elect righteous of the eternal plant of righteousness. I don't know what that means. To receive sevenfold instruction concerning all his creation. And we're saying earth is flat. Out of nowhere. For who is there of all the children of men that is able to hear the voice of the Holy One without being troubled? And who can think his thoughts? And who is there that can behold all the works of heaven? And how should there be one who could behold the heaven? And who is there that could understand the things of heaven? And see a soul or a spirit and could tell thereof, or ascend and see all their ends and think like them or do like them, or think them and do like them? And who is there of all men that could know what is the breadth and the length of the earth? And to whom has been shown the measure of all of them? Or is there anyone who could discern the length of the heaven and how great is its height? And upon what it is founded? And how great is the number of the stars and where all the luminaries rest? So these kinds of things seem to be things that are going to be known at some point, maybe. But this is asking, who is there of the children of men that can do some of these things? So anyway, oh, you guys want to see the splashdown? Oops, we got to go over here. Oh, there's the splashdown. That's a dragon in the water. Just saying. Here.
800.
Those are stars.
So we'll hear from the crew about how far they are above the surface of the water. So there we just heard that call out for 800 meters. The capsule is slowing down further and further. By the time that it actually splashes down, it'll only be going about 16 miles per hour.
It's fascinating to think that just minutes ago, really, they were in outer space.
Copy, 600.
And are now just 600 meters above Earth. Again, we are targeting a 9:02 p.m. Eastern Time splashdown, 6:02 p.m. Pacific. So that is the next major milestone for us today, now that we have 4 healthy main parachutes all deployed. Things continue to look good aboard Dragon.
That's right. We're about a little less than a minute and a half away from the crew splashing down.
Copy, 400 meters.
Once again, we are targeting a splashdown off the coast of Florida, near Tampa. So this is what we would consider a Gulf landing.
And those strobes of light on your screen, those are spotlights coming from the recovery vessels as they continue to track Dragon Endurance.
200 meters, crew brace for splashdown.
Copy, 200 and braced.
Commander Nicole Mann giving out that call as we are standing by for splashdown off the coast of Tampa, Florida.
There we can see the water surface. Dragon Endurance coming closer and closer. And as you just saw, splashdown of Crew 5.
157 days in space.
SpaceX Dragon splashdown. Names have been released.
Copy, Dragon. We concur with splashdown and mains released. Dragon Endurance, on behalf of SpaceX, welcome home.
Scary, guys.
As you can see on your screen, visual confirmation for splashdown.
Thank you, SpaceX. That was on one heck of a ride. We're happy to be home. Looking forward to next time.
So, yeah, that's a dragon falling to the earth, whatever you want to call it. So, the prophets wrote about this stuff. They did. Hey, Andrew, Jerry, and Will, and Valencia, and Waking in the Light. I'm just saying hi in the chat. EMBO and FE Nation. Tom Buddhas, welcome. Michael J. Spencer, back from Oz. Caramel Fudge. Disciple of the Messiah 1. GR Cleve, Dana Fox. Awaken in the Light, did I already say that? I think I did, maybe. Daniel Maher. Jasper T. Jowls. Nice. I'm just proud of myself that I can read, but because sometimes I have hard times making it through the different names. Phil 1476. Joe Dirt. What's up? And I'm almost to the top, I think. Ian I. Hello. I think I'm almost to the top. If I miss you guys, I'm sorry. Shadow Band for posting. Welcome. Thank you for hanging out. Austin Murphy, thank you for hanging. And Ope Peekins, I think I said hi at the beginning. And I think we got it. But yeah, that's about all I think. Oh, there was one other thing. Let's look at one other thing. Hold on a minute. We're not done. One other thing. I just wanted to show you guys some of these comments. Somebody left a great comment, Revelation 12, 7 through 9, which we already read. But here's some of the regular comments. That was me that commented that. Okay. Congratulations, SpaceX, for getting another set of crew back safely from the ISS. This will never get old. Okay, this one's interesting. There are humans inside that fireball falling at hypersonic speed. The open parachutes look like jellyfish floating in the starry sky. Those scenes were very impressive. The crew members, who were carefully extracted from the capsule, evoke thoughts of the birth of life. That re-entry, what a view. And look what this guy has here. He's got a little emoji or whatever of a falling star. See, these things, like some people look at it as a good thing. And I look at it as fulfillment of what the prophets wrote. Daniel and John both wrote about the stars. They both witnessed stars falling out of the sky. Maybe that's what this planet Sector 9 witnessed. I mean, he put an emoji of it. Congratulations, SpaceX, for getting Crew 5 back safely. Another successful landing. So proud. I've been watching the launch and recovery of astronauts since the first of Alan Shepard, and it never gets old. I even have a videotape of the first shuttle launch. Congrats to SpaceX. Americans should be proud of SpaceX under the leadership of Elon Musk for today's Crew 5 successful mission completion. Watched my first launch in Florida 3 days ago, and with my 5-year-old daughter, it was magnificent. She watched for about 5 seconds and then started doing what was most important to her at the time, hunting seashells, LOL. I don't know whose kids were photobombing the control room, but I love it. As an old 60s child, I'm so happy to see the excitement of the younger generation gives hope to a sick old man. Welcome back to Earth, Crew 5. Hello, Dragon 5. Welcome back and continue your safe journey back home. How does it feel to be in re-entry? This is amazing. Wow. Another outstanding job by SpaceX. Make sure the astronauts made it home safely. These new suits look so cool. I can't get over them. I'm reading, as I go, I'm reading more sarcastic So you might pick that up. That look when the other announcer said that Dragon was entering the atmosphere at 500 miles an hour. Fun. Great as always. Almost perfect. Just needed the crew to sing a few sea shanties while waiting to be recovered. Congratulations, SpaceX, and welcome home, Crew 5. Hey, let me show you guys something else. Wait, it's in the Testament of Solomon, which I have up here. I got dragged down here. Whoa, hopefully this works. Worshipped in our human nature. So demons, you guys know that they take a human nature at sometimes and then they get worshipped by men? Where is it? Let me find it here. Okay, so he was asking because one of the demons told him that he could ascend into heaven and hear the judgments that go forth over the souls of men. Because Solomon was questioning him. So then Solomon said, "Hey, how can you go up into heaven and dwell among the stars?" Sorry, I'm looking. Here it is. Okay, 113. This is from the Testament of Solomon. And when they were gone, I ordered Orneus to be brought forward. And Orneus is the demon, okay? And said to him, "Tell me how you know this." And he's answered, because let me give you the context of the story. So this old man and his son were fighting, and Solomon was kind of trying to solve it or whatever. And he noticed that the demon was laughing at him. And so he got them out of the room, got the demon in front of him. He's like, because he was mad that the demon was laughing in his presence. And so he said, "Why did you laugh?" And the demon said, "Because the young man's going to die. It don't matter if they stop fighting. He's going to die in 3 days." And so Solomon's like, right here, he says, "Tell me how you know this, like how you know he's going to die." And he answered, "We demons ascend into the firmament of heaven and fly about among the stars. And we hear the sentences which go forth upon the souls of men. And forthwith we come, and whether by force of influence or by fire or by sword or by some accident, we veil our act of destruction." So pay attention to that. We veil our act of destruction. And if a man does not die by some untimely disaster or by violence, then we demons transform ourselves in such a way as to appear to men and be worshipped in our human nature. Do you guys remember what we were reading about in it was Enoch chapter 17? When we were looking at, I'm just going back a few here. Right here. And when they wished, they appeared as men. There's only how many astronauts? Let's Google it. Yeah. Oh, of course it gave me that. I didn't try to do that. Oh, come on. How many astronauts? Oh boy. How many people? Oh, how many people have been to space? Oh, there it is. Let's see here. Right there. 622 people have reached Earth orbit. 622. So let's do a little math here. How many people are there? 8 billion, let's say. Let's see. I'll just spell it, it'll be easier. That means, so for every, sorry, taking me a minute. For every 12,861,736 people, there's one astronaut. One astronaut for every 12 million, almost 13 million people. I think that they're not people. That's my thoughts. Take it or leave it. I mean, I don't know myself, but I sure tend to believe what these prophets are leading me to believe. They're more believable than any source of anything in this world. That's to me anyway. So yeah. Big numbers. Anyway, so yeah, tell your friends. That's I guess pretty much all I got to say about it. It's scary. I mean, I could go over scriptures a lot, but tonight I just wanted to kind of show you that video. So what we'll do is we'll take one more look at this thing streaking through the sky. I think it's right about here.
And that is waiting off the coast of Tampa. Some of those team members arrived by helicopter. We have one of our NASA public affairs officers also on.
And there's our first view of the Crew 5 crew in Dragon Endurance re-entering the Earth's atmosphere.
Dragon re-entering Earth's atmosphere. Okay.
So this is a view from the recovery ship itself of Crew Dragon re-entering Earth's.
We're out of here. Thanks for hanging. Share the video if you can, or at least share the idea, or just make people aware of this, because it's not just something being faked. Nobody in the world has any reason to fake this. And I believe the prophets once again. I believe what Paul said. I believe what Paul wrote was true. Our battle is a spiritual one. In the heavenly realm, there's these evil spirits, and that's who our battle is against. That's what he told the Ephesians. The cosmic powers of evil in the heavenly realm. So just because they're above you doesn't mean that they're good. And there's a lot of deception. So, hey, Jared Cooper, I don't know if I mentioned you. Thanks for hanging out. So yeah, you guys all have a good one, and we'll talk to you sometime soon.